Welcome back to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart. You missed it. Nonsense.
Well, sometimes the thing is, I look at this after the fact, and I thought I missed it, but it doesn't look as missed. So
I think really that's because Ken fixed it in post.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. New season? Is this a new season of the pod? Episode 300 and, I don't know, 30?
Could be. I really lost track of numbers.
How many did Tim Ferriss do before like people started listening? 4?
I think 1. Yeah.
1. There's someone who did like 800 and then they picked up on like 900 and now they're in the thousands. I think Joe Rogan, he's in like the thousands, but he does one a day.
Totally. No, we will. This gets into the new season that you're starting to pitch for me, but I actually had my own pitch for a new season.
Well, hold that thought. Because we got a lot of catching up to do, Pop. You were a nomad. You went to San Francisco last week. I have some thoughts on that. I went to a White Sox game. I caught a foul ball. Well, I guess that's the thread.
Forgot about that. That was the whole thread, huh?
That's the thread. I caught a foul ball. And let me just say, because you've been to a baseball game with me, I am the adult that still brings a mitt to the baseball game.
Nice.
Because I'm a child at heart, and it's been a lifelong dream to catch a foul ball. And the one game I didn't bring a mitt, I caught a foul ball from Mike Trout. First base line, upper deck.
Oh, Trout. He's good.
Yeah?
He probably hit it hard.
Yeah, but, I was in, like, the 300s, so it's one of those loop-de-loos. Like,
it's the parabola. Was that,
it's
like,
a
V
huge
equals 0?
Parabola. Right. Right. And I didn't catch it out of the air because it was just over my little legs.
Oh, dude.
It landed on the seat behind me in between two larger people. And then it kind of bounced underneath the seat and neither of them could bend down to get it. Dude, and I just came in and I just went under the seat, took it out.
You're saying you caught a foul. You just claw machined the ball off the ground. Dude.
I fought. Yeah. I fought for one. And then I felt really bad about just the whole thing, so I gave it to a kid. But then my buddy's dad wanted to take a picture of me with the foul ball because I was there on somebody else's ticket. No, I took it back from the kid. But she didn't really understand why I wanted to take a photo with the ball.
She's like, are you 28?
And then I took the dumbest photo where I was holding it like a little clam.
Yeah. Dude, it's like a pearl in a cog. Or whatever, an oyster.
That's me and my Mike Trout ball.
No, that's great framing.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny. I've been in one of those experiences before, and I'll talk about it in a second. But it is really one of the few times you see humans in a pure state of nature.
Oh yeah, I blacked out. Tunnel vision, heart beating out of my chest.
Right.
Pure adrenaline. And it was every man for themselves out there.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's just a little ball that they have hundreds of them all the time. But it's everyone's life goal, like life mission. And it's all happening at once. It's like the golden goose comes and it's a goose hunt. And they just everyone's trying to feast. I had that. It wasn't quite a Mike Trout ball. It was a Paw Sox game when I was about 10.
Paw Sox.
Paw Sox is the Boston Red Sox's farm team in Providence. And Pawtucket specifically, but we were in like the home run area, like it's kind of like a grassy knoll, so we're just spread out on the knoll, and like we're so deep, and like you hit like maybe one home run a game, so you're not really expecting anything, and out of nowhere, like crack of the bat, I'm kind of zoned, so I don't really know what's happening, but Slick Rick, my dad, he catches on, like he's watching the game, so he sees it and he like pushes me, gets all excited, and he gets to his feet, and now I'm like, what's going on? I see the whole crowd, they're all looking up at the ball, and now I see the ball tracking, but it's Slick and this other man, an Asian man, okay? Slick and him.
What's his race got to do with it?
I don't know, but it's kind of funny. It's descriptive. And so it's Slick versus the Asian man, and the ball comes, and we're tracking, and we're like behind this fence, and it's like, how do I describe this? It's like the wall, right? And then there's like it's like a little flower bed or something. And then a fence, and we're on the other side of the fence. So like that we don't jump onto the field. Whatever. The ball like lands in the flower bed right in front of everyone. And then it's just Slick and this dude. They're both trying to tumble over the fence to dive into the flower bed. And it's just like, it's funny because they're both like 50 years old and like it's none of the children doing it. And the other guy got it, and Slick was a little upset.
Did they both make it over the fence?
I think Slick got caught up. That guy was quick, dude. He was really quick.
Yeah,
I'll have to get Slick's side of the story later.
You can just go to Target and buy 4 of those MLB balls for about 80 cents each.
Right. No, it's a moral victory or loss in that case. So that was the closest I came.
Like you said, it's completely feral. Like there's no rhyme or reason, but when it's coming towards you, like your brain just goes, I have to have that. Right. I have to have that souvenir. And yeah, I don't know.
Zero monetary value. No, it's fantastic. Really, studies should be done on it.
Not even much like sentimental value. Like unless it's a big important game.
Dude, we would do like batting practice when I was like 11 years old with all the Yankees foul balls. So it's not even like
like recycled.
It was like one of the guys worked for the Yankees, so we just get 1 million like batting practice balls, and then we just like give them to the kids. We didn't give a fuck. So it's like it's literally just the like, I earned this myself. I'm gonna put the deer on my wall, sort of trophy. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad you got it, dude, and then gave it to the kid. That's really honorable. It's kind of like the video of like the kid that catches it and then like gives it to the little girl or something. There's one of those that was really heartfelt.
Oh.
I can't really describe it well because I don't remember it, but it touched me.
Huh.
And he looked really cool doing it. And then there's obviously the one where it's like the young kid that hands it to the hot girl, but he switched out the ball for not the ball he caught. You've seen that one?
No, I've not seen that one.
Maybe talk to myself.
This is a niche. Hey, really quick on niches. My sister's boyfriend, I found out recently, like when he goes on TikTok, his entire feed is just babies reacting to Habachi for the first time.
No,
I think you'd actually like it because they'll be filming the baby and you just see this like orange glow on their face from the fire on the table. And these babies these babies do that. So that was cool. And you're in the baseball girl niche, so that's cool too.
I
don't watch a lot of shorts anymore.
Really? Well,
I'm on a long form. Actually, I'm not even watching. I've been watching a lot of Office bloopers. Yeah.
I don't have Instagram on my phone or TikTok because I think they're crack cocaine. I don't even get close to TikTok, but I downloaded Instagram because I had to like look at some DM, and I got sucked into Reels. Dude, they're like infinitely better than YouTube Shorts. It's really? Reels just hit me. Every single one I'm sending to somebody. Every single one. And I feel bad.
Are they a lot shorter? Is that
probably
part of,
maybe they're like 10
seconds.
It just like it knows exactly what I want. Like YouTube doesn't. It's like kind of too intellectual. It's like giving me what I should have, but Instagram just gives me what I really need deep down, or what I really want.
And so when you come away from 30, is it 30 minutes on Instagram Reels or what is it?
30 hours could be. I don't know.
Is it? Yeah. Is that like regrettable? Do you feel
absolutely
regret?
The whole time, But it feels so good. Don't remember a single one.
You did just send me. I'll tell you one you sent me was these these guys. They were doing a skit where the caption on screen was like, or the thing spoken out loud in the hook is like, why do I always act like a fucking lunatic when my friend pans the camera over to me on a trip? And yeah,
dude, that was
really
you.
Funny.
Whenever you'd vlog, like I'd feel really like I don't know what, like, do I perform now or do I do what I'm currently doing? It's
and then the camera gets you, and you're just like,
right. Yeah, dude. The reason why I had to turn off Reels isn't because I wanted to. It's because I felt bad. I got to like a proportion of, I sent so many Reels to so many different people. I'm like, if I watch another Reel and I want to send it to somebody, I physically can't because I feel bad because I have so many Reels I have to watch. So that's why I'm like, I have to stop. Dude,
the best is like, I'll know when you just woke up because you'll just start sending me reels. And then I'm sitting there thinking, like, this chimp wakes up, I know a lot of people do this. Thiener goes on TikTok sometimes in the morning, but like, you just wake up, roll over, and just start scrolling. Like, what?
Immediately, dude. Immediately.
I could never. It's like my wind down. Maybe that's why you have some regret about it. Like I have like guilt-free YouTube in the evenings.
No, that was in the evenings that I was watching. I was watching it last night too. No, I think because I wake up later, because I woke up at noon today, so I have like half a days of messages and stuff. There's just so much to catch up on. It's kind of fun. It's like Christmas morning. It's like, oh, look at all these texts coming in. Whereas if you wake up early, there's nothing there.
But some of the mornings you're sending me reels.
Well, my workflow in the morning is I pull out my phone and I first check my messages and I just see what notifications I got. And then after I'm done with that, I'm already in it. And then I'm on reels. So you're getting like the end of that workflow.
So after like 8 or 9 hours of a nice peaceful sleep, you wake up and just become a slave to your phone instantly.
Right. The problem is
whatever notifications are fired at you, notifications on.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, dude.
Push.
Blast it in the morning. But it's dope. Hey, I want to talk about my trip though.
Yeah, let's hear about San Francisco. That was a lot of preamble for San Fran.
Yeah.
But that's what the new season of the pod's going to be.
Right.
Amble.
Is that a verb? Ambling?
Define amble. So,
new season of the pod, new season of me, dude. That's the key.
It's been that way. Define amble. Oh, amble. Yeah, it's to walk or move at a slow, relaxed pace. I'm going to do a lot more of that. A peaceful riverside amble.
Yeah, it's the season of ambling. So yeah, dude, I ambled my way over to San Francisco, and let me tell you, that's a place where you can amble because it is just pure nature, pure like for a city. I think there were signs everywhere. It's like everyone lives within 10 minutes of a park, walking distance. So it's just trees, wide trees, freshest air you'll ever smell.
Except when
really
there's a fire.
Yeah, but
no, it is like the best. Let me ask you some questions.
No, hold on.
Oh, you had more.
Well, why did I go? That's an easy teed up self question. Buddy who's homeless, he got a free home in San Francisco for like a couple weeks. And so I kind of, in the season of yes man. And so he's like, you want to go? Can't say no. So I went and lived in the basement for the last week.
For free?
For free. And it was I just hadn't like experienced. I think we went there for maybe 2-3 days. I got like a taste when we went back in like 2021 or 2022. And now I got to soak it in.
You got settled in.
More. Yeah.
That leads into my first question.
Oh, nice.
Was it cloudy or sunny?
Oh, that's fuck, dude.
The weather question. No, it's a real one because
no, it was gorgeous the first 2 days.
Oh.
Sorry, I ruined the because, but
no, because like one of my issues with San Francisco is it's in this weird like valley where it's actually cloudy like every day. Certainly by like 1, 2, 3 p.m. There's like fog that they call Carl, creepy Carl, rolls in every day. But it's actually the places just outside of San Francisco that are like sunny, probably 300 days out of the year.
Can't get them.
Can't. Sausalito in the north, Marin County in the north, Palo Alto a bit in the south, San Jose. Weather and towns guy right here. Weather, towns, and roads.
Meteorologist. Yeah, you should watch some Anchorman bloopers. Speaking of fucking newsman, weatherman.
What'd you learn?
Okay.
What'd you learn out there?
Energy.
Who'd you see?
Energy. I want to talk about energy. Something. I mean, I know we talked about this yesterday. Grass is always greener, but goddamn, hit the ground, and I felt the energy immediately. It was just like, everyone's just, hey, dude, what you building? And it's like, whoa, No one's ever asked me what I'm building before. And everyone is building something, so that's why they asked that question. Versus like, I don't know. Here it's like everything is very money focused. And it's just like everything, all roads lead to money. Versus there, all roads lead to impact. And just felt it immediately. And it was like a refreshing. Impact's nice. I like
Whoa, dude, the questions are escaping me.
You did really good with the weather one.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking it's funny.
Fuck.
Hang on.
A little yip, dude.
Yeah, sorry. Hang on. So.
Oh no, dude.
No, hang on. What I thought was funny is we've talked for a long time about how, like, if we're gonna make this podcast work, we're gonna talk about one thing, right? And we're gonna have Jesus Christ, we're gonna have some sort of agenda. Now,
You did come with an agenda. I like that. I cut your agenda off. Okay.
No, that's not the thing. I was sitting here thinking about how the preamble was just flowing, and the second we get to our one agenda item, the episode item, San Francisco, the only question I got is the weather. Yeah. But I'll tell you what I told you yesterday, which is, God, that was funny. Yeah, you just have to. Oh, and we should talk about Naval. You have to be careful of. I also love San Francisco the most ever. You just have to be careful of these, like, changing your environment for a few days at a time, and then you get that instant, like, grass is always greener.
Right.
Where there's like tons of energy. I was saying there's tons of energy and opportunity all around you, and in New York, just being there for a long enough amount of time, you get blind to it. You get kind of like used to all of it.
Yeah.
It's hedonic. If we were in San Francisco for 3 years and then you went to New York, you'd be like, I need that. I need that energy. But no, San Francisco rocks.
Yeah, I mean, it did, because I texted you. I'm like, hey, dude, would you move to SF? And you're like, what? Maybe. In like 10 years.
No, that's the plan. Head west.
Yeah. I just really liked the idea. Like, it made me feel the startup energy of just like, you're just with like a handful of people and you're just going to crank and like build something from nothing and make it great. And I really like that. That's not really a thing. Like, I don't have a tech circle, at least yet in New York. So,
you know what I really liked? Just listening to Evan Spiegel, founder of Snapchat, on the Diary of a CEO podcast. Granted, this probably won't happen because we're not 19 anymore. But Snapchat started by they were all sleeping and working out of Evan's dad's house. And eventually his dad and his girlfriend/wife now kicked them out. And so they were just like walking by Venice Beach in California, and they saw a for lease sign on a house like right on the beach, and they just like moved in there. And so they're all living there and working there, like 8 of them. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, don't want to get sentimental, but I really want that. But hey, he was also like 21 when he was like
younger,
super young. He was a billionaire by 25.
That's a great pod, by the way. I don't know if we want to chop it up right now, but I forgot like how many new, like, novel and creative things Snapchat did early on.
Right, me too.
Which is one, like talking with pictures, opening straight to the photo. Like he described the early iPhone, which I remember, like when you open the Photos app, it did this like long, big, like aperture unwinding, aperture opening, and it took like a few seconds. And Evan Spiegel was like, that takes too long. We don't have to play that animation. Just open straight to the camera.
Well, their pitch was like, we're the fastest way to take a photo.
Yeah. Yeah, and then captions on photos, like you just tap the screen and
dude. Sorry.
And then videos, right? You just hold down the screen to take a video. Press once to take a photo, hold down to take a video. That was all novel.
Stories.
We take these things for granted now.
Well, that's what he was kind of complaining about, because he's like, one, we made all these brilliant design decisions, but none of them were defensible. It's like immediately Facebook would just copy all of them for Instagram and Facebook.
And he had this joke on LinkedIn. His title was VP of Design at Meta.
Yeah.
As in, like,
Still
everything
does,
Snapchat. Oh, is it still that way? Everything they do at Snapchat just ends up being the next product release at Meta.
That it's literally like, that's why I really like design. Like design, it's kind of like this all about this like beautiful simplification, like figure out like what use, how you want someone to use it, and then like what is the simplest way to get them to do that. And like you talk to users about, like, you figure out like what they want, but then you don't give them that. You give them like the real fix. Fuck, words aren't good to me, but I just love like all the little decisions with like adding the caption. Yeah, just like, how do you add a caption? Like most people, it would be like some little caption bar under, like on Instagram, and you type it like after the fact. He's like, no, you just tap the screen and an auto, like a keyboard comes up and you just start writing. And then once you hit enter, it just goes to the send screen. And it's like,
and you can't choose like fonts. There's no customization to it. It's like that black bar on screen with the letters you want to put.
And the black bar so that you can have any image in the back and it still read it. It's just like, I don't know. I love all those little things. And yeah, the like holding down, like to go from pressing to take a photo to you hold it for a video. And it's just all these little, that stuff just gets me jazzed.
I think from how he was speaking, you two sounded very similar in that way. And then, what's his name? Steve Bartlett. Is that his name?
Stephen
Bartlett. Asked him like, what is he not good at? Or what would his team say he's not good at? And he was like, everything else. Like, I just do these little design puzzles.
Yeah.
Everything else I suck at.
He seems like a cool dude.
He seemed like a real chiller, which I liked.
Yeah. And he doesn't do many podcasts too. Like I've never really heard him beforehand. But that's his New Year's resolution, new season of Yes Man for him. Also, so he went to Stanford. I went to visit Stanford. Did not attend. But I also went when it was spring break, so didn't realize there were no students there. Not a big deal. But it was like the few students I did talk to. Because the whole purpose of this trip was like I was going to talk to some devs and like for our app Brain Blast. Turns out we like hired one before I went on the trip.
Like what, basically. The day before?
Like the day we landed, we're like, we landed, and then I had a call. We had a call with him that was, you're hired. And it's like, well, I came to SF for this. And he's not an SF. So the people I did talk to at Stanford, though, it was like, I don't know. Yeah, I know your sister went there, but like, I don't know. I haven't talked to a ton of people there, but like, he is a computer science person there. This one person, and like, he just describes the energy of Stanford as like SF, even on crack. So it's just like everyone there. The purpose, at least if you're in like CS, for example, is like, who is going to be my co-founder that I can find, partner with, and then drop out of Stanford with. It's like, that is the purpose. Like, you're not trying to graduate. You almost like fail if you graduate without.
It's a status symbol to drop out.
Which is so crazy.
Well, that's the culture that was set. I don't remember the history super well, but like Stanford was built by like Leland or Leroy and Jane Stanford to serve as like the research for Silicon Valley. I forget explicitly, but like the culture that was set up is like you come here and we do like research and R&D to start these tech companies.
Right.
Or to feed into them. And so it's just like in the DNA of the place.
Yeah, that's what was also cool.
I should have gone there.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Well, you know.
No, we wouldn't be here.
That went to URI. I want to see that alternate universe though. So curious. You'd probably be building Dunbar still. What was cool was he was describing like professors there is everyone is a professor because they want to be. Like, they were in industry, they succeeded in industry, and now they just like teaching at Stanford is like a cool thing to do. So they want to be there. They want to help students mentor. So it's just like a really cool relationship with people that have actually done stuff and are probably like rich and did their impact and in a cool way already. So it felt really nice, a vibe. You know,
You said you wanted to enroll there, right?
As a joke. I mean, I was waitlisted there, so if I got in, I would have probably gone. But hey, dude, that the alternate universe where we both go there.
Whoa.
Then we'd
probably be
then we
working
wouldn't
at
like bootstrap. Yeah, I don't. So like this kid I talked to, like he kind of applied to Brain Blast, but immediately I got there and I'm like, dude, you like, I don't know, his vision, like the vision of everyone there is like, what is the like $1 trillion company I can start? Like we're just going from M's to B's and they're on T's.
I think we went from like, how do I articulate this? I can talk about me. I went from like that vision of B's. So in high school and college, when I thought about or looked to the blueprint of a startup, it was just like Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. You become Mark Zuckerberg, you create a social network, you run Facebook, B's. And then after college and in working together and in trying to start a social network and obviously it flopping hard, you just realize like most of business is not B's and T's. It's just not. But if you're in Silicon Valley, that is the blueprint. Right. Have your novel idea, raise money on it, hire everybody, don't actually make any money for 20 years, and only if you're a unicorn.
I don't even think that's the case anymore because a lot of people like with Snap, Evan Spiegel, you just take secondaries, cash out 10 M's on a, I don't know, $500 million valuation.
Yeah, that's been changing over the last couple of years. This like venture over to like bootstrapped and cash flowing businesses. Well, I think coming out of like the pandemic, right, and ZERP, when everyone started tightening money and valuations.
Like people aren't taking secondaries. Well, I always thought like VCs seem tricky because you're like, you're super poor, you pay yourself like $60,000 a year, and then you hope like you only make money when you cash out big on some big sale or whatever it is. But then I think even like VCs realize like, no, you actually want to pay yourself well early on. Like the best companies are like Evan Spiegel, Snap, like still running it 15 years later, Zuckerberg, same thing, and almost a list of 3. But like all these companies, the founders are still running them and they're the most valuable. So how do you get people to do it for the long run? Oh, you actually pay them well from the start. They take out money, so they're already rich, and then they're purely doing it for the mission after that. Like Spiegel turned down $3 billion from Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg turned down $1 billion from who would have bought Yahoo, I think. So just like, yeah, I don't know. Not that I would want to go down that route. Like I wouldn't change anything. It's just I didn't think of that.
But your decision making does change if you're rich first.
Yeah.
Evan Spiegel and his co-founder not pulled, but when they raised whichever round they raised, they each pulled out $10 million in secondaries. So they've made it, they're rich, and then they just run Snapchat as they wish to run it forever.
Yeah.
And they have no wonky like incentives to either do something purely for money or sell or whatever.
Last question. So what went through your head to go to Brown over Stanford?
Oh, I was gonna.
Was it actually just girlfriend?
No, it wasn't actually. That was a big piece of it. What it actually was, and this was also the first thing I texted you when you said like, well, I won't get to the punchline yet. So I went to their admit weekends back to back. I went to Stanford like Wednesday through Friday, and then I flew straight from Stanford to Brown like Friday through Sunday.
Oh, I thought it was the reverse order.
No, I went to Stanford first.
Oh, okay.
And so when I went to Stanford, you get there, it's beautiful. rah rah, like the marching band's playing. It's so exciting. But there was this weird thing where like every single day was perfect. It was 75 and sunny. But you get up and you walk around campus at 11 a.m. and there's nobody outside. So that was Stanford. I fly straight to Brown. This is April. I don't know why you're giggling yet, but we'll get to it. This is April in Rhode Island. I get to Brown. It's like that first day of spring where it goes from 35 to 75. The entire campus is playing hooky. Everyone's throwing frisbees on the main green. I meet you playing flag football. And so I had that like juxtaposition. I was like, this feels really weird and ghosty over there. And like Brown felt full of life. Brown was also my first choice, and I applied there early.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like okay, that's one other thing. I applied there early, so like in the back of my head, I was already kind of like bought in to it. And also, I never in a million years thought I was going to get into Stanford, so it didn't even like cross my mind. So it was that weird thing. So it was like girlfriend was going to Rhode Island. Brown felt more full of life just based on the weather. Back to back, and like I had made up in my head probably 6 months earlier that I was going to Brown. That's a lot of inertia to unwind. What does that mean? Like I applied early, like, I didn't get in early.
Yeah.
I got in regular. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was your first choice.
Yeah.
Funny, dude. How
because
you
it was
weatherman.
That's why you're giggling. Yeah, it was my first choice because of the open curriculum. Because I was doing entrepreneurship on the side. I was really against like having to take stupid English and history classes, which is funny because now all I want to do is like English and history and writing and reading.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Weather was a big one.
Decision. That's so because I remember that I was like literally the best. It was like opening weekend for the spring. So yeah, you got
I've heard in California there. Is like when you it's heat on the hedonic treadmill, but when you have the same day over and over and over again, you just like become numb to it. And so nobody on campus cared that it was like the best, most perfect day ever.
Yeah, it is nice when you do have this density of like everyone comes out and plays. Because Brown. I mean, you weren't there. Luckily, it wasn't a fucking cloudy weekend, or you probably would have gone to Stanford. But like, it is really cool that there is like when those happen, those are like everyone comes out and plays spike ball or those footballs and stuff. Like it is really fun when that does happen. It's just rare, and that's why. But
the meteorologist, dude.
I'm
thinking about how I'm thinking about how we are here right now because like there weren't a couple of clouds in Rhode Island that weekend, which is nuts. But I have heard that like admissions and not acceptance, but like admissions change a lot based on if people have a tour in bad weather and if that admit weekend is good or bad weather.
Yeah. What was
the weather sucked for the rest of the 4 years I was there, so that was unfortunate.
Yeah. I remember you talking about like social entrepreneurship was a reason why you like Brown, and I'm like,
how about throw up in my mouth? Social entrepreneurship.
Well, you're giving vitamins to Africans.
I had just come out of the like a program at the African Leadership Academy that was all about that social entrepreneurship. What does that even mean?
I don't know, but you're all about it. There's Tom's 1 for 1, dude. That's all you.
I know that. I know, and that was a big model at the time.
Wait, what? Okay, I said last.
I remember reading 0 to 1 at the time and having a lot of issue with it because Peter Thiel was like, fuck social entrepreneurship. You need to find your monopoly. And I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But I just didn't understand it at the time. I just didn't understand it.
I think like kids making decisions. Like I think literally the decision should just be go to like the most prestigious school, because like all the other stuff, all your decision making reasons are so dumb. Oh, dude, sorry, we're wrapping up. I remember like, fuck, maybe we'll save it for another pod.
No.
Yeah, it's just like
this is the season kickoff.
Whenever I talk to someone smart, I instantly fall in love. It's like how normal people react with like beautiful people. I'm that way with smart people. So fuck, how is that connected? It was connected somewhere, dude. Oh well, originally it was connected because like who you're gonna marry decision. Fuck, dude. The threads, they're crossing.
That's what you got so excited about just now?
Wait,
You instantly fall in love with smart people?